Hi, my name is Omar from AdventHealth Kissimmee, and this is AdventHealth TV.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of AdventHealth TV. I'm Tom Johnson. We continue our efforts to protect people against contracting COVID-19. AdventHealth has actually now given more than 250,000 vaccinations. That's almost as many as there are people living in the city of Orlando. Let's start with an update. We talked about reaching that milestone recently on the AdventHealth Morning Briefing on Facebook Live. We also talked about a slow rise in the COVID patient census across the CFD over the last few weeks.
The one thing we'll say that has been different is, unlike previous surges in which we had the majority of the hospitalized patients that were older, this is predominantly younger individuals. And I think it's representative of somewhat the level of vaccination that's occurred within the community.
April is National Donate Life Month every year, and recently there was a moving tribute to organ donors spinning on the lawn outside AdventHealth Orlando. Senior videographer Dave Harrison shows you.
We are taking the opportunity to display to the entire community the impact that organ and tissue donors have had in East Central Florida. There are 217 pinwheels seated out here on the AdventHealth Orlando lawn. Those 217 pinwheels represent the 217 organ donors in East Central Florida last year. From those 217 donors, 706 organs were transplanted, both here in Orlando, 200 of them, and throughout the rest of the United States.
My son donated corneas, parts of his liver for research, 2 kidneys, skin grafts. People think about organ donation, they think of saving, livers and hearts and lungs, but there's a lot of other things you can donate to improve someone's life. They could see again because they get corneas. He donated corneas. I think people need to realize that it's a way for them to live on.
The pinwheels aren't just sitting still, they are twirling. And what that represents is that every gift that is given has an impact on lives. People get to see their children grow up. People get to walk their daughters down the aisle. People get to be there for family reunions. And that's what donation is, what makes this possible.
Seeing them spin makes me feel like he's here. I want people to see it. I want him to be celebrated. I just think that it's a sign that he is living on every day in all of our lives. They're spinning now. It gives me chills because it makes me feel like he's here with me right now.
These visual displays serve as a reminder of what is possible and what has been done to honor life and to honor the legacies of people who wanted to become donors.
Chances are pretty good you've heard about our coming transition to a new system called Epic. Its ultimate goal is to make taking care of our patients smoother across all segments of our system. This week, we want you to meet a fellow team member who has a personal experience with how important and easy Epic is in helping keep people safe.
She's always been in my life.
Natalia Wellman has a special relationship with her grandmother, Nanny.
Yeah, she's my best friend.
That's part of why what happened to Nanny 5 years ago was so tough.
I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I just don't feel right. I said, what's the matter? She's like, my head, I feel like there's thunder in my head. And I'm like, ooh.
Minutes later, Nanny was in a Cincinnati area emergency room, fighting for her life because of an aneurysm. That's when Natalia first noticed something about Nanny's care.
The speed with which she received her treatment, the communications, the orders were right there. It was just so seamless.
Soon though, Nanny was on her way to another hospital.
We needed to get her to University of Cincinnati right away because they have a neuro ICU.
As the care team there worked to save Nanny's life, Natalia again noticed how smooth every facet was.
Just the ability to harness her care was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
As an informatics team member with AdventHealth New Smyrna Beach, she just had to know, so she asked.
Can I see what that looks like? And they're like, oh, it's epic. It's great. It's great. It's epic. And I'm like, I've heard a lot about it. When I was talking to the nurses, they said it was literally the easiest system they've ever used.
Both hospitals use the same Epic electronic medical record system, coming soon to AdventHealth Central Florida Division, a system Natalia Wellman says played a big role in saving her precious nanny's life.
That's why I take it so personally.
And why she can hardly wait for the Epic change to come.
I'm ready for it now.
Okay, here's the bottom line on what you need to know about Epic. It's a new integrated electronic medical records and revenue cycle system. Most team members across the CFD will touch Epic, including clinical, revenue cycle, and support functions. Plans call for the system to go live in waves from October through next April. We've asked you to share the most fun and unusual work from home setups you have or know about among our AdventHealth team members, and we have another first this week. Peter Torres is a simulation program coordinator. This is his setup by day. Looks like a lot of other work from home setups we've seen. Well, check out what it becomes once Peter clocks out for the night. Wow, right? Peter says he flips a switch and his workstation becomes a rad dual screen gaming station. Obviously, he is a serious gamer, says he actually built this computer entirely by himself. So his daytime office becomes his nighttime area to rest, relax, and have some time to himself. Don't forget, we would love to show off your work from home setup. The more unusual and fun, the better. Send us your photos and videos at AdventHealth TV at AdventHealth.com. Until next time, stay healthy and feel whole.